Hey everybody! So Arch and I this week decided we'd do something a little different. Sorry, there's bugs all around me. Arch drove me out. We kind of did some four-wheeling and decided we'd come out to be in nature to discuss the tips that we talked about this week, which is all around learning how to manage our stress. So, with that said, you know, a lot of us can feel overcommitted and sometimes just overscheduled, and we're unable, sorry, we're unable to keep up with the demands that we place on ourselves these days. Am I right? Do you
yes,
guys?
ma'am.
Okay, yes. So, these are some things that take practice because it doesn't come easy to take time out of our day. Stress these days is the state in which we live. You know, we are in a constant state of living in a place of feeling like we have to constantly go and do and do and do. And really, in the end, this really is only destructive to our health. So stress has been, you know, tied to inflammation, to weight gain, to a lot of our current day health problems that really can be reversed easily if we just take the time and a little bit of effort to reverse that. So what we've been doing this week has been introducing some techniques that will help you to start relieve some of that stress and turn off, you know, that fight or flight response that we are constantly in a state of, that are releasing some of our stress hormones that are causing us to kind of be in a panic and tense all the time. So one of the things that we talked about, I think, our first tip was to start to try deep breathing, and we walked you through an exercise to do that. So we're hoping that you've been able to try that, and if you haven't, then that's something that maybe you should try, you know, this week. Another technique that we introduced was meditation. Just closing your eyes and thinking about a word, something that's peaceful to you, something that feels comfortable to you. Whether that be, you know, I gave some examples like the word peace or the word calm, or the word arch. You know, maybe that brings this soothing, you know, feeling, which would be amazing. Yes, arch, great.
I like that.
So that's another technique that we introduced to you. Another is yoga. Yoga is another way to really help us reconnect with ourselves and our bodies, and just also emotionally. It's a connection, you know, mind, body, spirit, that really has a very strong emotional charge if we take the time to calm down, to reconnect with that. So yoga is another. So deep breathing, meditation, yoga, great options to try. So, you know, another is, which we don't really think about in terms of stress reduction, is forgiveness, service to others. You know, taking time to give back is always very nourishing and can bring us back to our true reason for being here. So forgiveness is key, because a lot of times if we're holding on or you know, really intent about feeling like we've been hurt or taken advantage of in some way, and holding on to that pain is really only hurting ourselves. So that's another way that we can start to practice releasing stress, is by learning to accept certain things and moving forward and taking care of ourselves. So I hope that some of the tips this week have been beneficial, and we hope that you can start implementing, and we also hope that you can start sharing with us some of the things that you've tried that have been beneficial. So Arch, you have anything else to say?
I do. A lot of our, I'm going to sit on the ball with you.
Come on, let's do this.
I'm going to bounce you off of it. So a lot of our stress happens during the day, so you may or may not be able to scoot out to a yoga class. So obviously deep breathing and taking a few minutes just to close the eyes and recenter. Those are probably the two best tactics, right, for in the office?
Definitely, definitely. Yeah, and you can do it anywhere. You know, a lot of times people say they don't have time, you know, again, which it's all a choice. It's all a choice. So you can, if you want to make the time, you know, take 2 minutes to do a deep breathing exercise, or to close your eyes for a few minutes and to focus on something that's peaceful or calming for you in the course of the day. And you'll see that it will make a tremendous difference the more practice that you start to gain with that. And again, like we said, it takes practice. It's not this natural inclination that we want to do because of the way our society is today.
Yep. The other thing that pairs nicely with that is being super cognizant of your thoughts.
Exactly.
And you know, that's probably the thing that yoga does the most, is it allows you to change what you're thinking to something that's peaceful, and your body responds to that. So if you find yourself in a constant state of kind of thoughtful stress, your body's just going to do what your brain's telling it to do. So making that connection and switching that way of thinking, even if it's not exactly how you feel, will make a huge difference as well.
Right, exactly. You know, and stress can be taken on, you know, what our bodies have known stress to be, or at least the fight or flight, has been really in response to taking quick action, you know, to protect ourselves. Whereas these days, it's much more mentally based. So a lot of the stress that we bring on ourselves is this, what Arch is saying, is the negative self-talk that we do. And always trying to please others is another form. And I don't know. And you know, having very rigid beliefs, rigid ways of living, unstructured can be stressful. So those are just, it's really important, as Arch was mentioning, to be cognizant of those thoughts that we are choosing in our day-to-day, and just, you know, taking notice of that.
Yep. I like it.
I like it too.
Good stuff.
Great stuff.
Have a great week.
Bye, you guys.
Let's go skip through the field.
Let's do it.
Come on.